And we're back in my comfort zone talking about fashion. Hey guys, my name is Steph and I want to welcome you to my channel. If you love all things fashion, then make sure you hit the subscribe button for all upcoming videos. Okay, so as you can see, this is going to be a good one. I'm super excited. I put out in the universe that I one day would be filming one of these videos. I just never thought it would happen as soon as it did. And you know, like everyone, when they're about to do a big reveal, they give their backstory of their Hermes journey, and this video will be no different. I know they can be a little boring at times. I'm gonna try to condense the story as much as I can, just, you know, pack in a lot of details that may be helpful if you are on the journey to trying to get a Kelly, a Birkin, a Constance, whatever it may be. You know, I want to be able to tell you my experience. I know that everyone has different experiences. I've heard all kinds of stories where people will just walk in the store and they will have what I call the luck of the Irish, where you just ask, you never purchased before, you have no profile, you just ask and you get offered one. I've heard them. I've seen these things happen. And I've also heard the stories where you go in and you buy a lot of trinkets, fine jewelry, scarves, ready to wear, shoes, everything. And then after spending so much money, you finally get offered a bag. I know this one lady who came into my job and was telling me that she spent literally $100,000 in ready to wear before they ever offered her a Birkin. To be honest with you, when I watch these videos, I just feel like every little different experience gives you some sort of detail that may help your journey, if you're on one, to get a Kelly, Birkin, Constance, whatever it may be. So this is my story. So as I mentioned in one of my previous videos, which I will link down below if you're interested in watching that, I had found out about the Hermes, Birkin, and Kelly when I was really young. And I knew that I wanted to get offered that bag. At the time, the rave was the 35 centimeter. So I decided that I would go on this journey of trying to score a Birkin or a Kelly. And so I did a lot of research. Back then, it was the waitlist game. So I did a lot of research. As I mentioned before, I did buy the book, Bringing Home the Birkin. I believe that's what it's called. I will put a little picture right here. It's a really cool story, and it gave you a lot of cool details and tips and tricks on how to score a Birkin back in those days. Back then, the way it was is you had to get on a waitlist, create like loyalty with an SA, and of course, purchase. You had to have a strong profile. Since a young age, I've always loved luxury fashion. You know, a lot of people that know me know that the House of Chanel is my absolute favorite. Like, I am genuinely obsessed. But you know, hearing about this Birkin and how hard it was to get it, I set myself for the challenge. So back then, this was about 10 years ago. I went into the store here nearby. It's actually really close to my house. And I met this gentleman who was really nice. I bought a belt. I bought the Hermes belt with him. Everyone and their mama had that. But whatever, I got that and I started talking to him, and then I would continuously go back. I bought shoes, I bought twillies, I bought bags, click-clacks. I bought the bracelets. I bought a lot of things, to be honest. And every time that I went in, I made sure to drop a little hint like, hey, I would really love if you would offer me a Birkin. I really love the Birkin. Oh my God, a black Birkin would be perfect. Like, I always dropped hints. And during one of my final visits, I bought a blanket and I had just straight up told him like, hey, I want this bag. Are you gonna offer it to me or not? And he was like, yeah, you know, it's really hard to do so. But if one comes around, I'll offer it. And I'm like, okay. I'm still waiting for him to offer me the bag. You guys, honestly, I was super loyal to him. I constantly, anytime I had money, I would go in, spend it on things that I really didn't like. I did it. I bought it because I really was so hopeful that he would offer me one, and he didn't. After I saw that he didn't, I was just like, okay, honestly, I'm over it. I'm not gonna go back there. I'm not gonna shop. I don't want to do this anymore. Of course, there are other ways to go about getting this bag. Hello, secondhand market. And a lot of people are really open to it, to be honest. I at one point was like, well, that's how I'm gonna get mine eventually. Like, I know I'm gonna have to go to the secondhand market, and that's completely fine. Always keeping in mind that sometimes you may find this bag in the secondhand market for a really great price, but a lot of the times it'll go above retail and obviously a premium price, because they're giving you direct access to the bag. They're not making you play this whole, you need to buy this and build loyalty and all this and that. They're just giving you direct access to it. It comes at a price. So I knew that if I was ever gonna score one, secondhand would be my option. Years later, I get a job at a store where we buy and sell luxury handbags. So yes, they've all had previous owners, and this meant one thing. I had direct access to all Birkins, Kelly, Constance, you name it. I had access to them, and I was super, super excited, and I was completely fine with the fact that I would buy my first whatever I decided it would be there. Within 3 months, I think it was within 3 or 4 months of working in there, I purchased my first Birkin. It was a 25 centimeter orange H Clemence leather palladium hardware Birkin, and I was obsessed. Honestly, loved it. I didn't care. It was in such great condition. I believe she was from the year 2005, and when I got her, she was impeccable. I was obsessed with it. I loved this bag. I couldn't believe that I made all my dreams come true. But then I was like, well, I want to feel that in-store experience. What is that like? Like, when they offer it to you, you hear all these luxury stories, and they take you in a room and they bring it out. And I had such a fascination with those videos, and I just wanted to experience that. So I was like, I think I'm gonna sneak into the Hermes store and start the process again. Keep in mind, like I told you, I work at a store where we buy and sell luxury handbags, and our CEO is a freaking genius. He puts his stores in the heart of where all luxury stores are. We are always placed next to Dior, Chanel, Fendi, Louis Vuitton, Hermes. Our stores will be next to them. So being that I worked in that store, which was literally a walk away from the Hermes store. Our store is here. The Hermes store is literally like right here. It's like across. I went back into the Hermes store after many, many years. And I go upstairs to the 3rd floor where they had the shoes. And this guy comes up to me and he's like, hey, were you looking for anything in particular? And we strike up a conversation, but he sees that I don't have a purse with me. I just have my card holder and my phone. And he's like, you work here? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, oh, where, if you don't mind me asking? And I tell him where, and I shit you not, I wish I was kidding. He literally rolled his eyes and he's like, oh, you're from there. He was so mean. He was so mean. He really was. And I felt so uncomfortable. I felt like, oh my God, here we go again. Because any store we went into when we had just opened, like, they hated us. We were very hated, no lie. He rolled his eyes. He had a little attitude. Then I tried on the sandal, and I still, I kind of disregarded the way, whatever he said. And I was like, oh, what do you think? Do they look cute on me? And he's like, yeah, like I would definitely go stay your size because they stretch out a little, blah, blah, blah. And I bought them. I bought them after he was so mean to me. And then after that, I came home. 2 days later, I called and I was like, oh, guys, what is your return policy? Because I felt so crappy. I kind of like really hated that. That was my experience when I decided to go back. So I called and was like, hey, can I return them? And they're like, absolutely not. You could exchange them. And I was like, you know what? For that, I might as well keep them. Anyways, long story short, I fell in love with the sandal. I went back a second time because I started seeing that there was a baby blue color coming out. And lo and behold, he's up there again. And he's like, hey, like, how are you? Blah, blah. And we strike up a conversation. This time he was a lot nicer to me. And, I was telling him that I saw that baby blue color and I fell in love with it. And he brought it out and we were trying it on. And I bought it. At this point, I was like, you know what, Steph? The worst that they're going to tell you is no. So I asked him, hey, be honest with me. You know that I have access to these bags, but I just want the truth. How hard is it going to be for me to get offered a bag? And he was like, well, tells me the same thing they all tell you. You have to build loyalty. But there was something different about him. I know he was so rude to me. Any normal person would have looked for someone else. But there was just something about him that like we clicked. We totally clicked. And he was like, I'm going to be super honest with you. Can I make it happen for you? Yes. But you have to be really serious. You want this back? I was like, yes, of course. And then he's like, it will take a bit, but I can make it happen for you. I told him, I was like, listen, I don't want to play the game of spending so much money on fine jewelry and this and that. And then you guys offer me like doo-doo color green and I have to take it because if I say no, then you get blacklisted, which is all, by the way, true. I'm sorry for all the little shadows that you may see. By the way, true story. Like if they bring out a color to you and you tell them no, chances are you're going to get blacklisted. So I was like, let's be honest with each other. And so we did. We struck up an honest conversation, which I will keep between him and I because I don't want to get this person in trouble. But he was like, listen, this is how it works. This is how it's going to be. I made sure to let him know that I did not want to spend all this money on, I don't, like, do those shadows bother you? Really, I'm sorry about the shadows. I made sure I let him know that I didn't really want to spend so much money to then get offered like a crappy color and then have to say yes to it. And he's like, no, I got you. Don't worry. So I initially, when I went in asking for a mini Kelly. It was my dream bag. I'm not even gonna lie. It was my dream bag. And I also thought for some reason that it would be easier for them to offer me that than to offer me a Birkin 25 or a Birkin period. And I started buying little things here and there. Very, very little. So I got sandals, I bought a lipstick, like it was all little things. In the middle of this, the pandemic comes along and we all like have to stay home, work from home, you know, the world changed. So I didn't hear from him for a really, really long time. And I was like, honestly, I don't want to text him. I feel like he's gonna get so annoyed because when I was in the middle of this journey, I met someone who would tell me like pop in constantly and let them know that you're really, really interested. And I just didn't want to do that. I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't want to annoy him to the point where he would be like, remember during one of my visits when I actually bought, what was it? I think it was the blue sandals. I remember him telling me, I was like, look, like be straight honest with me. And he was like, I'm going to be honest with you. If we like you enough, we will make it happen for you. We will move mountains and make it happen for you. He's like, I'm just going to be honest with you. And I appreciated that honesty. I was like, I hope you like me enough. And I went on. And I was like, honestly, I don't think I'm going to get this back. I don't think I'm going to experience that Hermes experience because the way things are going, like, I've lost hope. Then the hot pink Oran sandals come out. The fuchsia Oran sandals come out. And I write to him and I'm like, please, I need these sandals. At this point, I didn't even care to ask about the mini Kelly anymore. I was just like, I need these sandals, please, on God. Like, I just want these sandals. They're so cute. And he's like, oh, they're a very popular style. I'm going to find them for you. Okay, cool. So he ends up finding them for me. I go over and I didn't really like bringing up the Birkin talk or Kelly talk or anything through text. I liked doing it when we were face to face. He brings in the sandals. I make an appointment. I go in and then I start talking to him about this beautiful blue broom color that Hermes released. I think it was part of their spring colors. And I was like dropping hints like, oh, I love that color and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, look, I looked in the system to see if I could find anything blue broom for you, but there's only a Kelly cut pochette. I think that's what it's called. And that's a hard no for me. I was like, no. He's like, yeah, I figured you wouldn't like it. He was like, don't worry, I got you. I know that you still really want this bag. I'm gonna make it happen for you. Let me backtrack a little. So the first time I went, when I asked him about the mini Kelly, I was very specific with colors that I wanted. So this time when I went and I asked him, I was like, you know what, just offer me whatever color. And he's like, is that your final word? And I was like, please, just offer me whatever color. I'll take it. I don't care. At this point, I felt like it was gonna happen a lot sooner than later. So I would text him a little more often. I'd be like, please don't forget me. Hey, how are you? Just checking in. And then I write to him again and I was like, hey, I want something in this blue broom color. I don't care what it is. If it's a card holder, let's do it. Please. And he was like, I'll see what I can do for you. Okay, cool. The next day he writes to me and he's like, I found the Calvi card holder in the blue broom. It's the only one in store. I'm going to save it for you. And I was like, okay, perfect. Like I was so excited. I was just so excited to be able to have something in this color. I go upstairs to see him, and he comes with a little box and then sits me down. And I'm like, what's happening? It's a card holder. And he's like, I have really good news for you, and I also have really bad news. And I was like, I know where this is going. I knew it. And he opens the little box, shows me the card holder. He's like, the good news is I found you something in Blue Broom. And I was like, no, I'm super, super, super excited. I'm so grateful that you did. He's like, the bad news is I requested a mini Kelly for you, brought it in the rose pourpre, which is a color that I absolutely love. And he's like, and as I was talking to my manager about selling it to you, my manager said your profile wasn't strong enough. And my heart shattered. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, no, what are we gonna do now? He's like, your profile has to be a little stronger. And I'm like, fine jewelry, huh? Which is exactly what I didn't want to do. And so he's like, would you be open to it? And I'm like, yeah, I guess. Like, if it's gonna get me on the list, let's do it. He's like, let me see what I can do. Luckily, the stars, the universe, everything aligned so beautifully that day that the regional was in at the same moment that I was in. So he goes and has a word with her, and she's like, you know what? Let's start her off with a Birkin. You can offer her a Birkin or a Kelly, but it can't be mini. And so he's like, are you open to that? Hell yeah, I'm open to that. I want a certain Birkin. I've never spoken about it outside of like the orange H that I already have. I wanted a Birkin. I dreamt about it, but I was always told this is a unicorn. It's going to be impossible. And so I never spoke about it with anyone. So I was like, hell yeah, I'm open to buying a Birkin, but it has to be the size 25. I'm open to buying a Kelly. It has to be a size 28. If you're going to offer me one, I really, really want the Birkin 25. He's like, okay, let me go to the back. Comes back out. He's like, I have a Kelly 25 in red. I have a Birkin in purple. And I was like, oh my God. Honestly, I was like, what if I tell him no and then he blacklists me? What am I going to do with a purple Birkin? Like, I see these bags every day at work, and I've tried the Kelly 25 and I just don't like how it looks on me. So I was like, oh my God. And red isn't one of my favorite colors, honestly. I don't like the color red. And I was like, damn, purple, Barney purple or red? I was like, yeah, I'll take the purple. And he's like, look, let's be honest with each other. We've always had this relationship of being honest with each other. I don't want to make you buy a color that you don't want. And I was like, okay, like, then I guess I'll sit it out and I'll wait. Then we sit down and make a wish list, and I tell him about this one Birkin that I've never told anyone about, that I really wanted, and this color and the leather and the hardware. And I was like, I know that's impossible, but like, if we can find this bag, bro, I will, like, please, I will lick the floors. No, just kidding. I'm like, you let me know what happens. He's like, all right. So he's like, I'm not gonna make you buy the card holder. I'm gonna hang on to it and let's see what happens, and then maybe I'll call you soon, and that way you can buy the card holder. So this is one thing that I do think it's important for everyone to know. When you get offered this bag, I have heard straight from him, I don't know if anyone has had a different experience. There are people who come sell their bags at my job who will bring the receipt, and I've seen it, like, where they make you buy something else, like a pair of sandals, twillies, little accessories. Like, you cannot just buy the Birkin by itself. You have to buy little things to go along with it. Then we went downstairs and he showed me some twillies. I was matching twillies to possible colors that we could have probably got our hands on. And so he kept everything aside. I left home that day, and that was that. I was sad because I was like, damn, I almost had a mini Kelly and that fell through. And honestly, I don't know how consistent he's going to be about really trying to get me this Birkin, like, or Kelly or anything. I honestly don't know. Well, the next day comes around, I'm sitting down in the living room, and all of a sudden I get a call, and it's from him. And I answer, and he's like, are you sitting? And I go, yes. He's like, I got your bag. What? He's like, yep, I got your bag. The only thing is I need you to scoop it up today. Bro. It didn't even take me 10 minutes. I was out that door. I flew out of here. Bye. Miss me with the bullshit. So that is pretty much the backstory of the mission of finally getting to experience my new bag. Honestly, I am so grateful that I know that we had like a rocky start, him and I, but something about him, I'm so happy that I stuck to him. He was super honest. He didn't blacklist me. I felt like I was very picky with colors and things like that. And we just were so honest with each other, and I'm lucky to have that. And I know that a lot of SAs have that relationship with a lot of people like this, you know? And then I'm so lucky that I didn't have to spend on fine jewelry, that he kept it very real with me. And to be honest with you, I think I started this journey in February and it is now September. So it happened really fast for me, and I'm forever grateful for that. Now that I've told you all of this, whoever is on your journey, honestly, I wish you the best of luck. I hope that you have an experience similar to mine, or if not easier. So let's dive right into the goodies in the bag. First things first, it's the little box, and you already know because I already told you the story about it. So this right here is, let me unbox it. They're so nice about everything. So here's, I don't even know if it'll pick up the color. Also, I'm going for natural nails, so I got a Manny to do my natural nails. This is, oh my god, like, sorry if you notice a change of light. I was trying my best to work so the little shadows aren't everywhere and it could pick up the color hopefully better of everything that I'm going to show you. So as I was saying, the first thing I'm going to show you is my Hermes Blue Broom Calvi card holder. I absolutely love it. It's very, very simple. I don't know if the color will pick up. It looks white. I will try to show like better footage of the color. It's absolutely stunning. It's a very, very, very light blue, and then you open it up and it has this burgundy color inside. I actually love the color combination. I would have never picked it if it were up to me, but like just seeing it, I absolutely love how they go with each other. And you can fit in cards here or here. I love it. It's absolutely stunning, essential, and it doesn't have any logos around it. I'm not gonna lie, out of everything that I got, this is really up there with the bag that I'm about to reveal. As you guys know, I do have a daughter that's 2 years old, and ever since the moment that I knew I was pregnant, I knew I wanted to get this for her, and unfortunately it never happened, but I decided to finally scoop it up for her. I got my daughter her own Avalon Hermes blanket in the color pink and white. I'm so excited to place this in her room. It feels so yummy. And we've made it down to the nitty gritty, the final item, which I am so, so excited to share with you. All my luxury hauls are in threes. Have you noticed? Well, technically this is 4. You'll see why, but it's always 3 things that I'm opening up. So here it is. Any guesses of what I may have got? The box is not too big. As you know, as I said in the story, I'm more open to smaller sizes. So let's open her up. Oh my god. I honestly, the experience was amazing. Before I even get into it, when he brought this box out, it was sealed and it's plastic. I dreamt of that. I literally put that out in the universe. Sealed in its plastic, and he cut it open in front of me, meaning I'm the first person to touch this bag. Just kidding. He was the first person to touch this bag. But it's only been touched by him and myself. I'm gonna open this all softly and beautifully. Inside, oh my god, I want to show you this. So this is what you see inside. He packed the little twilly that I got for it on the side. That's why I said technically it's 4 themes. Oh my, I cannot believe this. The Hermes pillow. I officially have a box with the baby Hermes pillow. I can't. It's the little things, you guys. It's the little things. Here she is in her dust bag in all her glory. Any guesses yet? I'm sure you know. The color I don't think is going to be that exciting. It's exactly the combination that I wanted. So here is my new Hermes Birkin, 25 centimeter black Togo leather, rose gold hardware. As you can see, I'm someone who enjoys jewelry. Rose gold in particular is my favorite color of them all. Look at my engagement ring and wedding band, rose gold, my necklace, as well as this ring that I have right here. And my Cuban link is in rose gold. So I enjoy rose gold a lot, and I knew it's a hard color to come by. Black overall is just hard to come by, but black and rose gold, honestly, I love him. I love him. And you can see that it's a little like slanted here, and this is just something that the Togo leather naturally does. So inside it has these little airbags. He did suggest that I keep it with this inside. And here she is in all her glory. Look at that. Inside, open space. She comes with her lock and key, her clochette, and she comes with her rain bag inside, which he also suggested that I always keep within the bag, so if I ever take it out and I start training, raincoat is necessary. Oh my god, I can't believe it. And I picked up this cute little twilly. It's like a festival or circus sort of situation going on. I loved it because it reminded me so much of my daughter. This is officially, I think, the most exciting video I'll probably have on my channel, and the last luxury shopping video I'll have on my channel. That's it, you guys. We've officially made it to what I believe will be the most exciting haul I'll ever post on this channel. Probably my last one. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you stayed till the end, I really appreciate it. Please hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!